Hey there, welcome to another video. My name's Mallory and today I want to be fully transparent with you. My second language is American Sign Language, but my third language or my second spoken language is French. And when I started taking French for quite a while, I did not understand 80% or more of what my professors were saying. I'm sure you can see how this might be a problem, especially once I started getting into my intermediate and advanced French classes. But it wasn't until I started my TESOL certification, or teaching English to speakers of other languages, that I really started to understand why I was struggling with French so much. When I started my certification, I thought I understood English well. But when I started to dive into the grammar and relearn some of the things that, as being a native English speaker, I definitely take for granted, I was able to see that if I was going to be taking a grammar approach with learning French, then understanding grammar better in my own first language was going to be very helpful. However, when I was on my study abroad in Grenoble, France, the things that I learned the quickest had nothing to do with grammar studies at all. Now, in my language studies, grammar does have a place, but studying grammar rules really is a very small part of my language learning journey. So maybe my story is relatable to you. Maybe you feel like studying English grammar is so foreign to you that it's really keeping you stuck and keeping you from making progress in your English studies. One of the biggest things I hear from you is that you're just not learning English fast enough, and you're just not clear on the best path forward to fluency. This is why I wanted to make this video for you, because when I was taking beginner and even intermediate French classes, I had no idea how to study French outside of class in a way that would help me accelerate my language learning journey. So today, I want to share with you exactly how to accelerate your English learning by creating SMART goals. Because the world is globalizing so quickly and English is becoming more and more prevalent all the time, the purpose of this channel is to make English available to everyone, because I know that it is a valuable vehicle to making the impact that you want to have on the world. So a small thing you can do to help me reach more people is to hit that like button really quick, be sure to subscribe, and let's get into it. At the core or root of learning any new skill, consistency is key. But consistency without direction is going to lead you nowhere. Additionally, if you are taking English classes and not taking the language into your own hands outside of class, either the information is going to go in one ear and out the other, or you're going to learn the information just enough in time for the test, and then you're going to forget it and not apply it in your real life. One of the best ways to combat these dreadful fates is to create SMART goals for yourself, so that you know exactly what your goal is, what it's going to take to get there, and how you know you've achieved it. So what are SMART goals? Well, you may notice that SMART here is an acronym, and acronyms, what that means is that each letter stands for a different word or concept. In SMART goals, S stands for specific, M stands for measurable, A stands for achievable, R stands for relevant, and T stands for time-bound. Going through each of these items and making sure that they pertain to your goal ensures that your intended outcome is attainable within a specific time frame. An example of a SMART goal statement in relation to language learning might look like this. My goal is to be able to have a 30-minute conversation completely in Spanish with my friends in 30 days. I will accomplish this goal by speaking and listening in Spanish for at least 1 hour, 6 days per week, using tools like podcasts, music, Michelle Thomas, and italki. I'll also accomplish this by reading and writing at least 3 days per week so that I can gain more vocabulary. And then what I'm going to do is put that vocabulary in Anki, which is kind of like a flashcard deck app. And I'm going to use that maybe when I warm up every day so that I can refresh my memory of the vocabulary that I've learned, or even when I'm standing in line or waiting for something, because let's be honest, I'll be on my phone anyway. Accomplishing this goal will allow me to make deeper connections with my clients, students, and friends, amongst so many other wonderful benefits. Now, let's get into how you can create your own SMART goal statement, or, paragraph if you're like me and completely suck at being concise. The template you will use to create your statement looks like this. My goal is to insert your goal by insert your time frame or deadline. I will accomplish this goal by insert the activities and steps you will need to achieve that goal. And accomplishing this goal will insert your outcome, result, or benefit. I also wrote out the template in the description down below so that you can copy and paste it or reference it if you need to write it down. But before you jump into filling this out, we need to talk about the 5 steps to creating this SMART goal statement properly. First, we have S, or specific. We make our goal specific by answering these questions. 1, what needs to be accomplished? And 2, what steps need to be taken to achieve it? Once those questions have been answered, you can move on to M, or measurable. Because language progress can't really be measured in numbers, you have to create meaningful metrics for yourself that will show you that you've met your goal. For example, my measurable outcome was to be able to have a 30-minute conversation completely in Spanish with my friends in 30 days. And for reference, currently I can throw in phrases here and there. I can answer and ask very simple questions, but it's very difficult for me to have a straight conversation in Spanish for even 5 minutes. Next, we have A, or achievable. And this is the part in the process where you need to conduct a reality check. Did you guys just hear my stomach just now? I don't know if it was just me, but it's growling, so apparently I'm hungry. Your goals should push you, but they also need to be realistic. I am not trying to learn Spanish or be fluent in Spanish in 30 days. I am trying to have a 30-minute conversation, which, if I'm being honest, might still be a tad aggressive, but if I am truly trying to accelerate my Spanish learning process and you are truly trying to accelerate your English learning process, we do need to set aggressive goals. We just also need to make sure that they are reachable or attainable too. Originally, when I had written my SMART goal statement, I wrote that I wanted to have full conversations with my friends in Spanish in 90 days. Now, I know I gave myself a longer time frame, but full conversations can be interpreted in so many different ways that it still wasn't specific or measurable enough. For example, a full conversation could be going to a restaurant or a bar with a friend and talking in Spanish for 3 hours straight. Or it could also be someone giving you a call on the phone and having a full conversation in Spanish for 5 minutes. Because there is so much wiggle room here, you need to make your goal measurable so that you're not stuck asking yourself, did I actually meet my goal? When you are assessing if your goal is achievable and reasonable in this step, I also want you to check that it is measurable by something. For me, that something is time, but for you, it might be something different. Moving on to R, or relevant. This is where you need to think about the big picture. You need to ask yourself, why are you setting the goal that you're setting? Why have you chosen to focus on this goal specifically? What is the real purpose you are doing this for? By answering these questions, you can assess whether this goal is relevant to what you are trying to accomplish with the language and in your life. For example, if my goal is to have conversations in Spanish so that I can build better relationships with my clients, and I create a goal around studying business conversations in Spanish, this might seem right on the outside because it's my business and I want to have business conversations with clients. But there are a few things off here because number one, I don't wear a pantsuit to my client meetings, and I don't talk in a solely professional manner in all of my calls or YouTube videos. Am I professional? Yes. But my goal with my business has always been to make clients feel like they are working with and talking to a friend. So it makes a lot more sense for me to make a goal around having casual conversations with friends, which will also help me learn to communicate by just being my authentic self. If you want to get even more tips on how to answer these types of questions and hear about how high performers approach topics like this, then definitely make sure to check out my videos from the last 2 weeks, which I will link here and here. Because I talk about this topic a lot. You've now learned how to make your goal specific, measurable, achievable, and relevant. So it is time for the 5th step, T or time bound. But before I do that, I need to spill some tea, okay? If you do not make your goal time bound, it is not going to work because of this concept that work expands to time allotted, which means if you give yourself a deadline of 2 weeks, let's say, to write a paper, it's gonna take you 2 weeks to write the paper. But if you give yourself a deadline of 2 days, then you will figure out how to write it in 2 days. So make sure to put a time frame on your goal. Otherwise, it's gonna go on forever and you will not accelerate your language process. Therefore, in this step, we are giving our goal a pace and a deadline so that we know when it is complete. There are 2 time-based questions to ask yourself here. 1, when do I want to complete this by? Again, make sure it's reasonable. And 2, how often do I plan to do the activities that will help me reach this goal? For me, my deadline is in 30 days, and the frequency of the activities that I am going to be doing to reach that goal is 1 hour a day, 6 days per week. And there you have it. Now you know how to create smart goals for yourself when it comes to learning English. Remember to break your goal down into one specific goal, because once you've reached that goal, the fun part happens. That's right, you get to start your next goal. And now you know you are making real progress toward your ultimate goal of fluency, or whatever your ultimate goal may be. And with that, I have a secret to tell you. No matter what your goals are in English, I have a free Facebook group called Coffee Conversations in English. In the group, I give tips, I provide updates that I don't share anywhere else, and I answer any questions you may have, as if it's just the 2 of us and you're asking me questions over a cup of coffee. So make sure to click that link in the description below, request access to my exclusive Facebook group so that we can have more English conversations. You can connect with other English language learners just like you, and we can encourage each other along the way. If you liked this video, be sure to subscribe because I love making content like this, and subscribing is what will help me reach more amazing people just like you. And with that, remember, you got this. Thanks for watching.